What's up, YouTube? Jay here. So today we have a discussion talking about Dead by Daylight. So if you guys want more discussions and topic videos, please leave some comments down below. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about different things, builds, maps, reworks, license. Go ahead, leave it down below, and I'm gonna pick one that really intrigued me, or whichever has like the most thumbs up that you want me to talk about. Then I'll do it in another video. So before we get into the video, I wanted to explain that I did recent videos similar to talk about this. If you haven't seen them, there they are right there. I'll leave them in the description or the YouTube card. Check them out whenever you do. So I know what you're saying. Why are you doing a video if you don't like DVD? Here's the thing. I used to love DVD. I believed in this game, and I still to this day have some hope for this game. Now, the problem of DVD and why it's dying and why it's going downhill. Again, everything I say is just my opinions. Just hear me out before you leave a comment. Now, the first thing that people have to understand that behavior, Dead by Daylight, is built on band-aid fixes. What are band-aid fixes, Jay? See, back in the day, there were infinites where the Killer Shack had 2 windows, no pallet. Every survivor had a fast vault, and it was horrendous. Kicking pallets took about 4 seconds most times. It had really broken maps, infinite, obviously infinites. The windows never blocked back in the day. So other than fixing these core issues, like every dev should do, behavior came out with perks. There are band-aid fixes. They came out with Bamboozle. They built in a system called Bloodlust. They had a perk called Brutal Strength. They kind of buffed it. So they did these small band-aid fixes and never really fixed the core issues back then. So we're about to hit 6-year anniversary for Dead by Daylight. Now, if you think about it, it piles up because it's not just the only thing in the first or 2 years. They kept on just band-aid fixing things. Oh, survivors are getting camped. Let's make a perk called Borrowed Time that gives them an extra 15 to 20 seconds. I don't remember the actual time back then, but back then it was really bad where you would unhook somebody, you would get a protection, and the person that got unhooked would also get a protection. They never really addressed these major issues because maybe they have too much pride or they don't really like to talk about it unless the community really attacks them, kind of like hassles them to fix it, and then eventually they'll come out with a tweet. Or back then when they used to do I don't think it was weekly, maybe I guess I could be wrong, weekly dev streams on Twitch where they would actually talk about it, but they would never really do anything about it. They have, and I will give them credit, they have fixed some of the issues like DS that was really broken back then. I think DS got reworked, I think 3 to 4 times, but I'm gonna be honest, nobody's gonna believe me. What they did right now with the DS, I told them like 4 years ago to do that. They never listened. Another thing they have fixed is some of the map issues. Some maps are still kind of butt cheeks, but at least they're a little bit better. Killer changes, a lot of the killer changes they have done are, again, these are my opinions, are a little bit better than before, and they still continue to do it with the Ghostface and Legion and Clown, Doc. Some of these, Freddy, were better changes for the game, not for my liking, but I get why they did change it. So they have the ability to do it, but it takes years, to do 1 or 2 killers. Why? I don't know why. I understand, I'm not a developer, but I think they focus too much more on a different thing, which is content. I get it. It's cool to have content every 2-3, and you want to keep every 2-3 months, and you want to keep your fan base happy, and you don't want people to leave your game. I just feel that behavior is a type of team that they start freaking out when people start losing, when they start losing numbers. They're like, okay, here's more blood points, here's more double XP, here's some cool charms, here's some cool Twitch stuff, here's this, here's that, please don't leave us. It's kind of like a crazy ex-boyfriend that keeps on giving you stuff even though he's bad for you. It's kind of like that. And again, these are my opinions. I'm going to keep on saying that because there are people that believe whatever I say is right. These are just my opinions. Now, if you don't believe me that the game is dying, you're like, oh, wow, how do you know, Jay? Look at the Steam charts. This has been going on for a while, and I get it. This is not console numbers. This is not that. But let's be honest, I think Steam is what kind of matters when it comes to numbers, is because that's where Dead by Daylight was brought first. Sure, console might have more. They never really show us these numbers. They probably will never. But Jay, do you know half of the Steam players left to Epic Games? No. No, these are too big. These numbers are way too big. Ain't nobody playing on Epic. And like, I get it. Maybe a small fraction of a pinky, like maybe pinky nail, if that did leave to Steam to Epic. And I get some people say it's better to run on that, whatever. I just believe that it's bigger than just moving from Steam to Epic. Now, I understand that MMR did play a huge part because MMR for the first 2 months was really rough. See, now I think MMR is great in games. I think it's fine because I don't want to play a baby, you know, whatever side, like survivor, killer, whatever. I don't want to do that because it feels boring. Yeah, there is some funny moments. The issue is that in Dead by Daylight, the game is very unbalanced with little to none counterplay. And what I mean by that, one side always seems to be stronger than the other. It never really seems like 50-50. You either have a really strong group of survivors who you just like, all of them loop the same. They are good with their saves. They're good with their timing. It just feels overwhelmed. And then on the killer side, you face somebody that's just a god tier monster, and then that's running at least 2 to 3 to 4 slowdowns. It feels like, again, little to none counterplay because the game is not built on balance. It's built as a party game. A party game with MMR doesn't make sense. Going back to the band-aid fixes, like, one thing I forgot to mention is from the rumors or whatever they tease is they're going to make borrow time to default because they can't fix the core issue of that. Why don't they add a perk to as a permanent fix? Which is whatever. But if that's the case, that just proves to you they don't understand their own game. They don't know how to fix campers. Personally, I don't care about campers. Whenever I get camped, I'm just like, oh, I'm getting camped. It's part of the game. It's like DBD is the only game, maybe there's other ones, I don't know, but DBD is the only game you get shit on by other people for trying to win the game. Whatever the cost is, you can do whatever. Like, I literally got chewed out because I ran a pink add-on as clown and they still won the game. Somebody was like, oh, look at you, you know, nobody liked pink add-on, the one hit. I'm like, they still won. What do you mean? Like it's stupid. Like, I can't get the fan base sometimes. So what do they need to do? They need to fix the core issue of the gameplay. I'm not asking for a super balanced game. I'm asking to fix the issues that make the game unfun. I don't want to play a 3 to 4 slowdown killer. I do not want to face a 4 Dead Heart, 4 whatever Iron Wills, 4 this. The game needs diverse. Like I always said, and here, somebody clip this, somebody remember this. If the day happens that Dead by Daylight has a new playlist of no perks allowed or a randomizer perk roulette, I will come back to DBD fucking proud. Even if the game is unbalanced, I want something different behavior, and I'm tired of the same old game. And guess what? Take a look at this. Frame it, because that is what's happening to your fan base. It's dying because people are just getting tired. And again, this is a game I believed in. This is the game I loved. And if you want to see my full review of what I think about Dead by Daylight, I'll leave it in the description. And that's how I feel about Dead by Daylight. It's literally my Steam review, and it's going to stay there until I see some major changes. But I understand what you're saying. They just can't just stop making content, Jay. It would literally like ruin more of their player base. I tell you what, nothing's better than admitting that you're wrong. Because at least when you admit that you're wrong, people give you credit. They might still hate you, but they give you credit. And with that credit, what do you do with it? You cash it in, baby. You cash that credit in, and when you put your money where your mouth is, hey, we fixed the game. The core game is great. Come back. Boom. We play it. It's fun. Amazing. Now, I'm not asking for a Dead by Daylight 2. I'm not asking for anything like that, but they need to fix more core issues and not take 1 year to change one killer. You know, there's a ton of things that they need to do, but hey, this is their fault. This is behavior's fault because they did so many half-ass jobs with band-aid fixes. Now they're in their own shit. Like, they're in their own quicksand. That's their fault, nobody else's. They did this to themselves. But I want to hear your guys' opinion. If you guys do enjoy these videos, a like can go a long way. Really means a lot to my channel. Also, check out my Twitch channel. The link to that is in the description. And again, thank you guys. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. Leave your comments down below, and I'll catch you next time.